Hey guys, it's Elaine, the Ninja Life Coach, and welcome to my channel today. Today is Motivational Monday, so sit back, grab yourselves a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Hey everybody, I'm back, and today I'm wearing a wig by Bobbi Boss. It's an old wig. I don't even know if they make it anymore, and I have cut it so much it's unrecognizable. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the system that we live under today. So let's have a discussion about that because I would love to hear your take on what we're getting ready to talk about. I have found that the system that we live under today is very similar to the Babylonian system in the Bible. Now, the Babylonian system was a system that was in the natural world very successful. They had a lot of commerce, they had a lot of intermingling of cultures and things of that nature, some of which is not necessarily evil. But at the core of the Babylonian nature was a fierce godlessness. And when you look at examples in the Bible from Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and when you look at Daniel in the lion's den, those men were very, very staunch in their beliefs. I mean, they did not budge 1 inch. Daniel would not pray to King Nebuchadnezzar because he basically said, "You are not God. There is one God and you ain't him," basically is what he said. So he was sentenced to death in the lion's den, but miraculously escaped because God was with him in that lion's den. The same thing with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They would not bow, and they threw him into a fiery furnace, and God rescued them. The common denominator in those stories is that God rescued them. That's the common denominator. There's no other common denominator other than they were Jewish. So I think that we can take that and say, okay, today's societal norms may be tough. They may be difficult for us to deal with. But you know what? God is with us. As Christians, God is with us. The name Emmanuel literally means God with us. God lives and dwells in us. So even though we're living in a system, a world system, that is not extremely friendly always to Christianity, it doesn't really matter because God is with us. Wherever we go, whatever we do, God is still with us. And he's still on the throne, guys. He has not abdicated his throne just because there's a Babylonian system in place here on this earth. He has not abdicated. He hasn't left. He's not rented out his palace in the sky. He hasn't done any of that. He's like, I'm right here. I'll still be here 1,000 years from now and 1,000,000 years from now. I'm the same. I haven't changed. I'm here. I'm not the one that moves. I am here. So we have to figure out how to navigate this world system. And I think a lot of that is going to be, there's going to be a sameness to it in Christian circles, but there's also going to be a time when God is going to call us individually to do things. I think the key to that is going to be looking into the Old Testament, see how they handled the Babylonian system, and we need to do likewise. Now, I would be very careful about confronting someone that is like, say, Jezebel, unless you're actually a prophet. So I'm saying we've got to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, like the New Testament instructs us. The Apostle Paul says we have to be all things to all people in order that we might win some. And I can tell you from personal experience and having lived 66 years here on this earth, you're not going to win anybody by hatred. That is never going to win people. It is not going to bring people closer to Christ. It isn't going to do it. What's going to happen is people will see us coming and they will make for the county line as fast as their little legs will carry them. And that because they don't want to deal with us if we're going to be spewing hatred on them. Now, ultimately, there are things that we do have to stand for. There are absolutes in the Christian faith. There are tenets of faith that we do not need to compromise on. We absolutely don't. If the Bible speaks about it, we need to stand on that and say, no, this is what the Bible says. This is it. There's no room there. There's no wiggle room there. So there are things that are absolutes that we need to stand firm on, but there are things that sometimes I think we get caught up in, and we need to maybe take a step back and say, okay, what does this person, how do they think? What can I say today to speak something encouraging into their life that's going to point their way towards Jesus? I don't know. I think each one of those situations will have to be evaluated on its own. We have to live and exist and find a way to move within that system and to move freely within that system. And we have to find a way to have a voice within that system. So we've got to figure out a way how to navigate this and point the world to Jesus in the midst of this Babylonian system that we are a part of. There are ways to do that. It's going to be different for you than it is for me. This is my way. I go on YouTube and I talk about Jesus. I post videos on my Facebook page and in my private group. This is my ministry. This is how I do this. This is what I do. This is what God has called me to do. But He has called you to do something too that's just as important as what anybody else on the face of this planet does. There are people that you can reach that I'll never reach, folks. There's people that you can talk to and share your story with that's really going to bless them. And it's going to point their way directly to Jesus Christ. So don't discount the efficacy of what you're doing on your daily life, on your job, in your home, in the marketplace, wherever you are. Don't discount that, because every person you meet could be a divine encounter. Listen, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I love you guys. Links to everything I do is down in the description box. God bless you all. I love you guys. Maranatha, folks.